Are we teaching topics to each other today? Because I prepared that just in case.
Yeah, I've got mine ready too.
Okay.
So
I do not, so I'll have mine for
yeah,
next week. I don't think
no,
I had the opportunity to pick one.
yeah. I'm saying those that prepared can teach tonight, but those that didn't, they can just post a recording.
Okay. Yeah, I picked two, but I have both prepared, like to an extent, but I have one that's more prepared than the other, so I'm going to present that one.
I think we were only supposed to present one. I mean, you still study 3 or so every couple of weeks, but you only do presentation on one every week.
Okay, perfect.
Well, from what Brother Tuckett told me on that night I had an office visit with him, is that per the grading, we just need to demonstrate that we thoroughly understand and master each one of those topics. However we do that. We can do that through presenting to these team meetings, making our own recordings, presentations, but the point is, whatever we submit on our portfolio, he reviews them, gives us feedback, and then we go through and we refine and edit that topic, and that's how we get graded. Is we have to demonstrate master on each one of these. So whether we incorporate that into our project or a bunch of sandbox code, and even better, what he wants to see is if each one of these topics, if we integrate that into our own little bits of our own project, our own sandbox code, kind of take ownership of it, he loves to see something like that. That's what it's about. So we don't necessarily have to present something every week unless we really want to. But he says some teams do it like that, others don't. It's however you want to drive it and demonstrate your own mastery.
Okay. Yeah,
If that
because
makes
tonight's
sense.
going to be tight for time. We might just do recordings or whatever we feel like. I definitely want to present mine still, but we've got quite a bit that we have to do tonight. That's actually due tonight, so.
Yeah. Mostly, I'm very anxious to select a project and get our hands dirty with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm on a rocking chair. That's why it looks like things are. I'm in full relax mode. I'm here because I have to be. I'll be honest. Next week things go back to normal.
So vacation was forced upon you then.
Yes. See, I know we're recording live, professionalism and all that, but this is what I have to look forward to after this call. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. When we get done with that, yeah, I'm gone.
I feel like our pine tree is really happy right there.
Hey, Char, can you mute yourself?
I'm just thinking this is much better. I tried and I tried.
And hear Chandler's wife in the background.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Sorry about that, guys.
Me and Chandler used to grow up together.
Ah, you don't have to apologize.
Yeah, me and Chandler grew up together, so I like to give him a hard time.
Nice. Did you guys arrange to be in the same team together, or did that just happen to fall?
Yeah,
into place?
we kind of asked for it just because our schedules were so similar.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Who are we waiting on?
Lots of people.
Yeah. Brandon, Brendan, Jason.
Oh yeah, Jason's not here either.
Aldo.
Ashley.
Yeah. I mean, that notice was sent out plenty in advance, so people should know about it.
And Owen, you had very specific, agenda, so.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get some work done real quick. They had some immediate things that they wanted done today, so and I just got my window opened. It didn't take too long though. I've already scripted everything out. I just got to go dump it in.
Let us know when you're ready. What we should do.
Well, if it were a suggestion from me, if we're just going to be waiting for some folks for the first little bit, Ethan, you said you had something that you wanted to present?
Yeah, I can go ahead and present real quick what I've been working on. Okay, let's see. What am I doing? Let me get to the right spot, and then I'll share the screen.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. All right, can you guys see it?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yes.
for the past day or two, I've been learning a little bit about threads, executors, runnables, and handlers. Right here is some definition of the four different topics. I won't go over these definitions right now because it's just kind of long. I'm going to go through them one by one in the next couple of slides. But this is just a quick overview of what they are. So going back, we'll start with thread. As you can see, there's these 4 different threads that do different things, and I give an example of what the thread is and then what it kind of does. So regular thread, and it says constructs a new thread with a new runnable object and a newly generated name. And then there's three other ones that you can see there. And then we go on to the second one, which is an executor. And here's some example code of what an executor is. And then if we go to the next one, which is a handler, there's also a couple different types of handlers. For example, the first one is the regular one, which says a default constructor associates this handler with the looper for the current thread. Alrighty, and so as you can see, 3 other types.
Here, real briefly, Ethan. Sorry not to interrupt you. 2 things. Chandler, could you mute your mic?
Yeah.
And Ethan, all I can see is that first page of your PowerPoint. So, at least for me, I can't see what else that you're going over.
Oh, do you think that's a problem on my end or your end?
All I can see is the same thing. It's the threads, executors, runnables, and handlers.
Oh,
right.
It looks like your PowerPoint, the application. So if you're presenting on another monitor, you might want to make sure that that's set up.
Can you see it now?
It still shows the same view. It's just that front page inside of your PowerPoint program, not even presenting.
Do you see it move right now?
No.
I don't know.
Nope.
I don't know what to do.
There we go. There we go.
Now you can see it?
Yeah, I see your mouse.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go over even more briefly what I was saying. So as I said,
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. So as I said before, this is a definitions page. So the 4 different topics, there are the definitions right here. And as I said before, I won't go over this exact page because I'm going to go through each of them one at a time to some extent. So the threads, there's like these. You can see there's 4 different types of threads right here. For example, the first one is just a regular thread, and there is an explanation of what that thread does or is right below it. So for this first one, it says constructs a new thread with no runnable object and a newly generated name. Alrighty. Then we go to an executor, and here there is some examples of executor code, and then a little explanation right here of the code above it. And if we go to a handler, again, there are these 4 different types of handlers that we have here. As an example, the first one is a regular handler, and it says, or a little explanation of it is, a default constructor associates this handler with the looper for the current thread. And then when we go to a runnable, it's just a very simple example. You have the abstract void run, and what it does is starts executing the active part of the class node. So it's still a little confusing to me, but I'm doing more research and putting together a better understanding portfolio so I can have obviously a better understanding of what it is and how can it be helpful in terms of the project that we pick. And so I'm still working on that part. I just wanted to make sure I had this, at least a skeleton done by the time that we met today. So does anyone have any questions or any input at all?
I don't have anything.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, guys.
That seems pretty straightforward to me.
Okay. Alrighty, what else?
You want to wait some more? We could all pick the project because we still have to do a presentation on it.
So,
that's right.
Yeah.
How do you guys want to go about doing that anyhow?
Do what?
How do you guys want to go about selecting a project and creating a presentation for it?
I just say we vote, talk about why we pick one project over another.
I don't think yeah.
Well, it's not in my mouth yet.
Yeah, I'm fine with whatever project we do, to be honest. I'm not super attached to mine. So I think someone had mentioned that they one. What do you guys think?
Why don't you guys go ahead and remind me of what projects you guys propose for your elevator pitches, just as a refresher for my part, anyway.
Mine was the gym one where you would put in your weight, your reps. You're just keeping track of your statistics in the weight room, outside the weight room, so you don't have to do it on paper and things like that. That was my idea.
Okay. Olin, what did you have?
Mine was basically a service or a pay type of thing for the youth. So the adults can list chores with a price, and the kids can volunteer for free or to actually get the money. So, what was the one application you guys were saying that everyone else was going to want to pick?
I had heard people had liked the. It was like a home teaching one. So.
Sounds like
think
a home teaching companionship and reporting app.
Yeah. So there was that one, and then mine was a like a chore assignment application. So the idea of it would be that you would assign or be able to input different types of chores that you have in your household, and then assign those chores to different people in the household based on randomization as well as previous completion of those chores.
Hmm. And then mine was like the student directory for instructors,
right?
Where you could sort them by name, by gender, by whatnot, whatever information was put in, along with their profile picture. And then using the app, you could do a quiz to say, well, who is this? And it has a name, then has 3 pictures. You got to match them up to help instructors learn their students more quickly.
Sweet.
I mean, I'm fine with the home teaching one,
and
as long as we're all kind of on the same boat.
Right.
Yep.
As far as like overall coding
Just whichever
goes,
one we pick, we want to make sure that has at least some kind of complexity to it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we can apply all these different topics. That's what has me concerned, at least on my pitch one, was it's not complex enough.
Right. Well, I think some of them you could make as complex as you want, especially like Ethan's. You could actually make it a lot more complex or as simple as you want it to. So you could start off having something simple, just being a way to input, but then you could make it more complex by adding different performance charts or something like that that you can utilize within the program itself. So I kind of like the idea that it could be simple as well as it could also be really complex.
Yeah.
So I think Ethan's is actually a pretty good example of something like that. The home teaching app also seems like something that could be something like that as well.
Yeah.
Mine could be a little more complex, but it's pretty simple just in theory and in practice, I think.
See, I'm just kind of thinking out loud here with the home teaching one, is it would be very interesting to treat it just like we do with the church website. I don't know how many of you guys have actually created home teaching routes. This is something that we just did just this last month. But going in and saying, add people to the ward, remove people from the ward or the quorum.
Right.
Wow, this app is draining my battery. That's amazing. Anyway, assign routes, create districts, organize them. So there's a lot of movement, I guess, or pointing to those different members.
Right.
I think that one would be a pretty good challenge. I like it.
Which one again? I'm sorry.
The home
That's
teaching.
the home teaching companion
Yeah.
kind of app.
And I'm guessing again we'll have to see what I need to look through the topics again to see what actually we need to cover. I'm just trying to pull that up right now. If this would hurry up. Because I mean, I think we could change it as much as we want to get it to fit the requirements of complexity. Because they had to have the URL connections. We had to have JSON serialization, I'm going to guess, since that's one of our topics.
You have to have a little bit of everything, as far as I understand. We just have to demonstrate that we understand thoroughly how that works, how to implement it. Doesn't have to necessarily be within our project, but bonus points if it is.
Yeah. Well, JUnit test, that's easy.
As long as we move up to and agree.
It's the hibernate. I'm not sure what that one is yet since we haven't studied it.
Right.
But I'm sure we can figure out what it is and find a way to get it.
Well, it'll evolve as we go along, I'm sure. I don't intend on doing this as a waterfall development method.
No,
I'm just
definitely.
gonna put that out there, please.
Yeah, no, it definitely needs to be more of agile or a lean.
It's gonna be agile development.
Type of setup, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm hearing a lot of yays around that home teaching idea. Is anyone against?
No, I like it. I mean, I like the idea that we can pretty much take any idea and make it as complex as we want. So I think this is a good one for that.
I'm looking through to see what the requirements were for the presentation so that we can kind of start working on that for it.
I think Team One. I think Team One already posted their presentation on the class community page. Maybe something to look at for reference as well. I think I saw it. Yeah, I got an email notification saying it was up. I just haven't looked at it.
Yeah, I see it there.
Hello.
So this is roughly about 10 minutes, and it looks just kind of skimming through it. They just state what their problem is, or how the application will solve it. They also talk about the intended audience that it goes to, the requirements from it, which basically they list all of the class topics that we are having to study anyways. They list the project methodology, which I do remember that as being a requirement, as well as the schedule. They also have some layouts for what the GUI would look like. And a use case diagram. So they've got that kind of information.
So is that something you need to have done by tonight or by Saturday?
Well, it has to be done tonight. The due date is today.
Oh my heavens!
It shouldn't take that long. I mean, literally, it looks. You just have to state your problem, which should be pretty easy for us to be able to put to words. Then we have to state how the application would solve it, which is also easily done. The required technologies, again, they just listed what was on the website from our class,
Okay.
so we could do the same thing. The only thing that would take a little bit of time is building out the GUI interface. So, as well as a use case diagram, that would take a little bit of time. But maybe if we kind of split up and do some work, I don't know how we want to do this. Really, it's just 3 of us that can work since Dan's on vacation.
Hey, I'm still able to give some input. I don't have PowerPoint with me.
But yeah. I mean, I could start throwing the presentation together really easily. It's just having the diagrams that someone might have to focus on. The stencils or the, what do they call them? Rough sketches of what the GUI would look like.
Hey, who has Microsoft Visio and knows how to use it?
I do.
You want to get a quick a use case diagram together?
Yeah, so someone else can work on the presentation and get the presentation started. I'll get the video done.
And then just get a PDF or a JPEG of that. Use case is really general to put together to describe what we're trying to solve.
Yeah, I've done quite a few of them.
Nice.
So let me, I'll create a Google Doc here really fast for that, for the presentation. Just a second. And let's see here. Slides. Let's do ink. And I do a theme. Sorry, that's probably the background. I have people.
Okay.
I have people.
Yeah. You know this is recorded, right? So I can hold that against you.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, I'll share
Well,
this.
just a couple general thoughts I have here. The best way to kind of solve this problem, which is, you've got all these members of a quorum that need to care for other members. They have to be organized in some kind of structure. A database is going to be the easiest way to go about it.
Yep.
I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
So you've got members, you've got companionships, you've got districts, you have a district leader, which is usually the quorum presidency, and of course you've got the presidency. So that would be your kind of organizational structure.
So what would you guys like me to do?
So I'm working on the use case. If we can get someone that's working on the word, it's not. I keep thinking stick figures, but that's not what it is. It's wireframes. There you go, wireframes. It's a wireframe of what the app is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And you can make it a mobile app or whatever. I really don't care.
That'll be interesting if we do develop this on an Android kind of a platform. Something I've never done before. I've only done text-based in Java and C.
Okay, so I just put a link in the chat for our presentation. So I will start working on that now.
Cool.
What do you want to call the app? Just like Home Teaching Companion?
I like that. We can do that.
And so what did you want me to do? I'm sorry.
Try to come
Wireframes?
up with like a wireframe or a rough representation of what the app will look like.
Okay, kinda like-
If you need help with it, just let us know.
So it's like the GUI is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, you're trying to make this. You're making a representation. Here, never mind. Let me just Google it. I'll show you. It'll be easier. Pictures are 100% better than words.
Tyler, can you mute yourself?
Taylor's Yeah, I just muted him.
I can't.
Yeah, if you can mute Chandler just whenever you're not talking, because it makes it really hard to hear everyone else.
Sorry about that.
Noise, but, hey, Chandler, if you could post the link to that Google Doc, I'm pretty sure I can do this here from my phone as well. If you just put that in the Hangouts chat, I can probably get to it from there and help you out.
I thought I did. Hang on.
Yeah, it's on there.
Maybe it's just my app then.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to present here, but man, I accidentally clicked. I clicked Google Beans twice, and it's just absolutely killing my machine. Okay, so here's a good example of what. Oh my gosh, come on. So this is what I'm saying. Google Beans is trying to start twice. It is, and I hate Java. I really do. I have to do it for this class, but I hate Java.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing.
It doesn't have to be.
Go ahead.
I mean, it doesn't have to be this detailed. I mean, these are actually really good wireframes.
Right.
Like here's another example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is probably more detailed than we need.
Right.
More than likely, some people will just put boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Like here we go. This is more of an example. So it's like this is where it'll be. This is where we expect the image and title to be. This is where inputs will be. This is where text will be.
Right.
Right.
So,
also, FYI, just got a message from Brother Tuckett. He says he's just chilling at a hotel room with nothing but time. So if we have questions, we can shoot him a question on the probably right here in Hangouts. If you don't have him added already, I recommend, but he'll be able to respond pretty quickly.
Okay. So here's another set of wireframes that I did for another class. So it just has a very simplistic view of kind of how things would work on, this is desktop, this is tablet and portrait mode, landscape, blah blah blah.
So I'm not even putting anything in those boxes. I'm just setting where the boxes will be.
Yeah, and kind of how it would lay out. Yep.
Okay. Because that was my biggest concern. I was like, I can do this. I mean, I can just put this together. I didn't know if I was supposed to type in things in the boxes, and I don't know what to type, things like that.
I mean, you could say what if we already know what the or the name of it's going to be, you can put that in there, but other than that, we're not going to really get very detailed with it. Okay. Just so people kind of have an understanding of what the layout would look like.
Gotcha. And then I'll put that in the presentation.
So I'm going to share my screen again. So here's our blank use case. We've got an actor. This will be there's quorum presidency. Oh geez, maybe that's too long. Presidency. You've got a district leader. You got companions. Companions. That's all I need.
Now, the thing to remember here is their title doesn't change. You're going to have a member of the presidency who can be a district leader and a companion. So something to be careful with.
Okay. But I mean, in this situation, depending on who you are, you're going to interact with different things. Like the presidency would actually be the ones planning out the routes and seeing the overall data from the entire ward.
Yep.
Where district leader would probably only see his district's reporting. And companions would only be able to interact with the reporting feature. They wouldn't
So
be able to.
You're talking more about permissions at this point here. So only certain quote-unquote users will have a different level of access.
Yeah, I mean, this is the way I understood from the previous class that I took, the project management class. Well, no, that was the 262 class on how these would set out. It's different users. So, like, they had their example was a medical billing platform, and you had doctors, you had a receptionist, and you had patients. All of them still interacted with the system, but they saw it differently, and that's kind of how I was thinking this would also be in the same boat. I mean, I could only create one and just have users. So there would be reporting. There would be, well, got to define reporting because sometimes, let's see, reports. View reports. Log visits. What other use cases would there be? Since you're the one that's actually been experienced with the home teaching planning and all that, I mean, literally all I've ever done is this. I log visits. That's all I do.
All right, here, let me bounce back over here to Hangouts. I'm trying to get in these
So I have a question. As far as the problems go, I've got that it can be difficult to report home teaching, and that home teaching reporting tends to fall on district leaders and is inconvenient sometimes. Are there any other problems that we think we can address with this app?
Maybe the flow of or dynamic updates to routes. Because I know if I ever get a change in routes, I have to wait for someone to give me a piece of paper to tell me who I'm going to. I mean, that's another problem.
So that is two problems that we address here is ease of reporting, right? You don't necessarily need to call into your district leader, although they appreciate that. You just check off on your profile, yes, I talked to this family and I reported to this family on this month, right? Or for current month. And you're right, the other one is you know that there's been a change in your in either your companion or the families you're assigned to. You can even have a push an alert out and say, hey, by the way, this has changed. So yes, those are two problems that are easily addressed. You could also set it up, I suppose, where if people forget about their home teaching, which happens in every ward, you can have it alert you to say, hey, it's almost the end of the month, don't forget to do your home teaching, right?
Okay.
That's another idea. And at least here off of a last minute brainstorm, those are the big three that I can think of.
Right. Okay.
Now, sorry, Olin, you had a question?
Yeah, you want to look at the use from the Hangouts?
As best as I can on a 4-inch screen here. Let me see. You got 4 use cases. What does it say? Oh, dude, that's awesome. Nice. All right, view statistical reports.
I didn't know how to best to word that. It's basically so you could see how well, we've done 50% home teaching, we've done whatever.
Yeah, I'll just call it reports.
Okay.
We can be pretty general here. So reports would be fine. So you can see, who was taught, what are the percentages of being taught. You can even break it down further if you really wanted to and say percentage of such and such companionship of complete home teaching reports or whatnot. Log visits, yes. View families, yes. Something reminders. Send reminders?
Yeah, send reminders. So like what you were just saying, where you want to be able to tell your the ones that haven't finished their home teaching, like, hey, there's still this one family you need to go visit. How are things going? Blah blah blah.
Yep. You can also have add remove member. Right. So say someone moves in the ward or someone's moving out, you're gonna have to make a change.
Okay, so there's that.
Okay. Along the same lines, by default with that, change companionship or edit companionships.
Oh my gosh.
What's up?
Nothing. I'm trying to find things and I can't find them. And when I do find something, I have to sign up and stuff. And I'm like, are you serious?
Nothing's
Yeah.
free. Let's see. This wouldn't. I don't know if we would be able to do it here in the app, but let's say there's a change to the Elders Quorum presidency, right? Though I suppose that'd be more of just change leadership, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Because if leadership changes, then users will gain permissions. Some users may lose permissions. Or edit leadership, change leadership, however you want to word it, something consistent.
Yeah. I think we'll just
I'm
make
never
it
consistent.
permissions.
Mm-hmm.
That way, that just covers across the board, whether you're changing from a district leader to whatever.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Um,
You've got reporting. You've got
log visit.
the actual reports. Yeah. So log visit,
there's
reporting.
reports.
Yeah.
Log visits. View the families, which I think my thought is on that. That's actually where you see who you go teach, or even if it's the presidency or the district leaders, they get to see what families are assigned to what companions.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the kind of joint function that would play, depending on who you were.
Yep.
Send reminders, add remove members, and edit companionships, and change permissions.
Yep. Trying to think if there's any other use cases there that we're missing apart from those ones that are pretty general. No, I really think that's about it. Now it's a matter of drawing those.
Yeah, are there any other use cases that would tie to each other, or?
I really don't think so. Not off the top of my head, not off just the app itself.
Okay.
I have to get some associations. I'm trying to think if there's any. No, I'm not even going to go that far. We're just going to have just this one system, one subsystem. I was thinking like you have another actor in there, like, the stake presidency, and they can change the leadership, right?
Yeah.
But no, let's not do that. Let's not go that far. We'll leave it up to the Elders Quorum president to feel free to promote or demote himself.
Review reports. You can also log visits. View families.
How's the GUI looking?
I think I might have finally found something that could possibly work.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Really? That was anchored. Come on. me change this around a little bit.
Oh my heavens.
Olin, you're not in 262 right now, are you?
No.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, I got you in operating systems. But, yeah, I'm doing 262 right now, too. That's my other class.
Okay. No, yeah, I did that last semester. Kind of went well. I had that and project management at the same time, and so they were they weren't identical, but oh, you know what?
They go hand in hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm finding that this class and 262 is going along real nicely together as well.
Would these be different? No. President C slash district. There it is,
One thing to note here, we want to make sure that when it talks about send reminders, that's an exclude relationship. And that may or may not run when you perform an action. Just a side note there for the use case.
Yeah.
Like if you change, change people around, and after you apply it, some people may send a reminder if it's towards the end of the month, and no? Yeah, depending on the day of the month that you do it, it may or may not send a reminder. Or if you change people around, a particular companionship has no change. Of course, there's not going to be a change reminder sent.
So with the add and remove members and edit companionships, I did an extend to send reminders.
Extend, yeah. I say exclude. Include, it is.
Include. Well, include means it always has to do it. Maybe it's something that could be like a tagline or a checkbox that.
Yeah, you're right. Include always runs. Include always runs after one use case. And I can't remember if it was extend or exclude. It's one of those two.
Extend. Yeah.
Extend. Okay, yeah. So the extend does not necessarily run. We want to make sure the reminder falls on that.
Yeah, if you want to see what I've zoomed in on it so you can kind of see it. You're at 330% zoom, man.
Yep, I appreciate it. Yep, brilliant. Nice. Again, you're the guy who's already done the class, so I trust on your expertise, but...
I thought this had a move for text. I guess not. Hey.
How else can I help?
How do I write?
Okay. So our use case diagram is done. Save as.
Nice. So go ahead and save it, and then do an export as well, so we can.
Yeah, I'll save it as a PDF as well.
Nice. So for a presentation, are we going to do it as a document, or are we going to do it as a PowerPoint?
We'll probably do it as
yeah. Go ahead.
Probably do it as a PowerPoint with a presentation.
I'm currently working on it as a PowerPoint. Sorry, okay. I'm trying to disable my touchpad because it keeps messing up what I'm typing.
Sloppy typing habits, huh? I have a lot of clients who tell me that their computer is being hacked because their mouse is moving on its own when they're typing.
Right.
I kind of twist my mouth and say, well, no, you're just sloppy when you type. They don't like that, but that's the way it is.
It's like, try touching not your fingers into that.
Yeah, my piano teacher taught me to play with spider fingers, right? Palms up.
Right.
He'd smack my knuckles with a ruler if I didn't. So that's how I learned my typing habits too.
Yeah, I'm
I
lazy,
digress.
so.
Hey, I'm okay with that. Efficient laziness. That's what I nickname it. That's the name of the game for this whole major.
So let's see. You got the link to that presentation, right?
I did, but I can't view it on my phone.
Okay. I wonder if Olin wouldn't just be able to upload his picture onto the presentation.
It's okay. I take your word for it. I trust you guys.
Where is the presentation you got?
I sent a link to it in the group chat, the
Okay.
Google Hangouts chat.
There it is. Yeah.
So if you click on that, you should be able to look in there and possibly edit it.
So I have a general sketch, but I'm just trying to figure out how to write in these boxes because so far I haven't found an option to write in the boxes.
I sent you a request to edit it.
Okay, just a moment. There we go. Sharing settings.
Yeah, there we go. I can see it. Thank you, Olin.
Okay, there you go. Should be able to edit it now.
If I have to reload it or.
You might have to. If you check your Gmail, it may have sent you a link to it so that you can edit it that way.
Yeah, I just had to reload it. It's good now.
First slide there. I'm sorry, second slide.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe kind of want to be a little more concise with that, so it doesn't come off too wordy.
Okay, let's see. Can be difficult for teaching. I think the second line we can actually just remove completely. And then something like this. There we go. I think that's better.
Alright, there we go. My battery's no more stable.
What's the name of our? It's a home teaching app, correct?
Home Teaching Companion app.
Hey, that's too big.
Oh, that looks so good, though. Awesome.
Let's see.
Ah, gee whiz, that looks horrible.
Update route came in.
No, I think, Olin, I think you're okay. Just go ahead and send it in there. It doesn't need to be, doesn't need to fit the entire slide. You can
No, it
just make
was-
some side notes on it and
It was just quality.
who the actors were. Actually, that's pretty stylish. I like it. Over there.
Yeah. No problem. Difficult to be able to report home teaching. The dates to routes and companions are not. The dates to routes and companions are not dynamic.
Yeah, that's probably better. Not dynamic.
Easy to forget to do your home teaching. Putting together statistical reports for home teaching takes a long time.
Let's just call it creating. Get rid of putting together. Just call it creating. Statistical reports. Yeah. And just kind of like the wording on the top bullet point there. It can be, just say it is. Let's assume everything's a problem, and we're solving them. Now something's maybe a problem. It's always a problem. It's always difficult.
That makes sense.
Yes. It's difficult to report home teaching. Okay, nice. So that's the second slide, right? We define the problem first.
Yeah.
Alright, so I just sent I just put a link in the chat somewhere, in our chat.
Got it.
And, it's of the GUI, so try and go to that and see what you think.
Yeah, I'm taking a look here.
I'm trying to find a way to download it, but I don't know if it gives me that option. Unless I take a screenshot, and then that way you can put it in the presentation.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Usually something like that where I do it from the web doesn't give me an export. You can just take a screenshot, put it in Paint, crop it, save it. There you go.
Yeah, I kind of base it off of the, what's it called, the new system that the school has for student employees that you do to log in and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's what I thought kind of looks the coolest in my head. So, and obviously you can add more buttons and things like that. I didn't get a good look at the diagram that Olin made, but you know, if need be, we can make more buttons or whatever.
Oh, dang, that changes the... Thought it would let me zoom in and zoom out of it, but that actually changed the size of the thing there.
All right, here, I'm going to see if I can get a better look at this.
But what I'm thinking, like what I was thinking was that no matter which button you push, like if you push button 1, 2, 3, or 4, and you go to the next page, it's all going to look the same anyway. So it'll be like a consistent thing. I'm trying to think. I just don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Here, let me see if the PC is free here. Give me just a moment to relocate myself.
Or is there another type of frame you guys would like to see, like another option for like something? Yeah.
Just trying to think it through.
Like I can create a second one that would be different based on, you know, if you hit a different button, it would be, you know, for example, I didn't get to see your diagram, but for example, if one of those buttons was was a part of your diagram, then I could create a different one when you go into that button.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to look through how kind of the LDS Tools app kind of works.
Okay.
Because that might be kind of the same format-ish type of thing we might want to do. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect this tonight. It's just this is our idea. It can change 100% down the road.
Right.
Maybe this could be like the data page, and then another page you could have various tools. There we go. Perfect. So it would kind of look like this, or kind of a menu of how things. So that way, our menu would have like the directory, which would be all of the members, which is where you would maybe have the add add members, remove members button here at the top. And you'd have districts here where you could have all the companionships that would be lined up. Ooh, that's another thing. Speaking of which,
This is all within a data page, right?
yeah, it would be within the menu type of this. So the page that you've got there would be what the app would look like normally. That's too old. Dang it! They only show. Well, we're going to use this anyway. So this is what it looks like without the menu.
Mm-hmm.
And then to get the menu, you like click on this units button, which then brings up this guy here, which is the listing of all the different options you can change. That way it keeps all the menu stuff out of your way. You've got plenty of real estate to edit and look at things.
Bear with
So maybe
me.
those are the two kind of. That
I've
might
got
be
an
the two
example to show you. I can actually show you how it looks. I'm in the presidency in my ward, so I can show you how all the stuff looks. Here, I'm getting in the firing up my laptop here. Well, not my laptop. It's my laptop this week, so. Just a second. Okay, I'll be right back.
Ooh, schedule. That's another thing. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I hate doing this. How long would it really go, though? Already 5 weeks into it. 7 weeks is good.
So you're saying like a menu? Oh, I'm waiting for him, huh? So he can show me.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a blank canvas up here, so I'm ready for him whenever you get to.
Yeah. Design solution / create diagrams. Let's see, so design database, design web. Oh, would it be a web? View classes, design control classes, design View control model classes. Actually, it's probably better to do it that way.
Okay, this thing working?
Yeah.
It's tracking your face. I can see these little brackets.
Crosshairs? Yeah, using my wife's laptop. Well, I don't know if we're looking for like a web application or a mobile application. I guess we should establish that first, or both.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could easily do both.
Easily?
Sure.
I don't know about how easily, but you could do both.
I've done PHP before, so that could be the web front end on the website. So.
Well, here, let me see if I can share my screen. I know we were asking about interface here a little bit.
Okay.
Let me know if you can see this.
I can see it.
All right. So from lds.org, if I come down into...
John, can you mute yourself? Because I keep switching screens on me.
Thank you.
Right. Leader and clerk resources. Let me see. Home teaching. All right. So from here, right, I don't feel bad about this. This is my ward. They're abysmal. I just moved in, so not my fault. Okay. Anyway, this is how it kind of breaks it out. I can see all the households. I can see companionships, right? So I got District 1. That's what the president. We got the companionships. Their households that they're responsible for in recent months, right? I can edit a companionship right here. So I can do it per companionship. I can also edit entire districts. And as I go down.
It's always in 3-month intervals, right?
At least here on the website, yes.
Because that's a quarter, right? Yeah.
Correct. And so this is Q2 right now. We're just about to end Q2 here with May.
Right.
So I got District 2. Here's my little district here, District 3, right? And so this is at least the online view that the church uses. We might be able to mimic this here a little bit, or if you think we can do better, I'm sure they're open to friendly competition here for educational purposes.
Yeah.
But from there, right, we can say, okay, we can just do an overview here. We can see all the households. This is kind of like the directory for the elders quorum. Yeah?
Yeah.
And when you click on their name, of course, it takes it to their profile where it has their address, their phone number, their names, the kids, you know, all that goodness. Of course, just the overview.
Yeah.
For, like, reporting, right, this is your reporting kind of an idea, percentages or just totals, right? So how many families out of how many families? And they have it to where, okay, these are the households that haven't been visited in over 3 months, because, you know, that's kind of a red area. And, hey, these are folks who haven't been assigned yet. They also have this nifty thing where you say these are unassigned potential home teachers, which is everybody in the ward who's qualified to be a home teacher. So you kind of have a pool to select from. Most are inactive in all reality. That's at least, that's all there is to it. That's all the church has here.
Okay.
I don't know how helpful that is with inspiration or whatnot.
I'll make something happen.
Oh, that tracking makes me nervous. Someone's about to pop me.
Yeah, I was going to say, it wants to target you. Okay.
Let me take a look at the that PowerPoint now.
Problem defined. We've got our solution. We've got our intended audiences. We're working on the class project and class requirements now, which that won't take too much longer. Thank you, Chandler. There's another empty slide. Maybe for more requirements if it doesn't fit. Got our use case diagram, our wireframes, and our schedule.
Hey, real briefly, just to clarify, this broadcast is not public, right?
No.
This is only for our... Okay, good.
Yeah, it's only
Good.
for our groups. Or for our group, I should say, not groups. Yeah, I'm thinking for the recording, after we're done here, we can just start another on air and make that one public.
Oh, that's okay. I think we can keep it the way we've had it. Let's see.
And I say we try to keep it as short and sweet as possible. They had theirs to 10 minutes, and I think maybe that's just talking too much. I don't know, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't find
Unite.
I can't find the PowerPoint here. Someone shoot me a link in Hangouts one last time.
Yeah. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
You got it twice.
Not showing up in my drive.
I think this might be in his.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yep, gotcha. Okay, yep. You're doing it in the chat in the actual Hangout. Gotcha. Okay. No wonder I couldn't see it from my phone.
If you need to edit that, just request it, and I can give you edit privileges.
Please do.
Okay, so send me a request and I'll send it back to you.
Copy. Okay, request sent. I'm logged in as my wife, so if it says Milo Phoenix, that's why. It's technically her laptop, so.
There you
Is
go.
that statement right? Updates to routes and companions are not dynamic. I think it's supposed to be they're not static. Dynamic changes. Static is not.
Well, I guess so. They're not dynamically presented to people where.
You then need to say that the changes are dynamic, or yeah, updates are dynamic.
Well, the solution is that you would be able to dynamically change it in regards to be able to instantly see it.
Correct. So the
Rather
problem
than-
is that the updates are dynamic. It's not that they are not. They're always changing. They're always evolving.
They're always changing and always evolving, but the ability to see it is not.
Correct.
Correct. That's kind of our mindset was along that. Your view of it is not dynamic. You get a piece of paper every week if it changes. But that wording's fine.
Okay. Is that wording right? Routes, companions, and families are able to be up dynamically or updated dynamically. Slide 3, second bullet point. Yeah, there we go. Nice.
All right, I'm sending in. I'm sending the link again. You guys can see this one.
Say again?
I sent a link again in the chat so you guys can look at this wireframe.
Wireframe? Okay. Now I'm loading it up.
I forgot to put on the 3 little sections that has the information. I forgot to specify that here's the information depending on the tab that you're in. For example, companionships, list of members, statistical data, stuff like that.
No, that's good. I like it. Again, it doesn't have to be super specific at this point in time. Just a general idea of what it will look like.
Yeah.
That's good. Is there a way to also do a wireframe as a mobile app? Make it look like?
For this same thing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can just switch what it looks like.
That way we can say, hey, this is how it would look like on a PC, over the web. This is what it would look like on your Droid device, smartphone, tablet, whatever, mobile device.
Thing is, it's got 2 things that look like an iPad. I don't know which one's a phone and which one's an iPad.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, let's do this one then. So I'll save it and then link it again.
Okay. Yep. Nice. We can take both of those and slap them in the presentation.
Sweet.
Okay. Are we going to, and again, I'm thinking a little further down the road here, but are we going to, I'm talking in SQL terms here, but lock rows? So if there's 2 users on there, they're both editing, whoever's editing one row first, the other one is not allowed to make those changes until a change is committed? Or should we just not worry about that? Shouldn't worry about multiple user use.
We can make that something down the road, but I don't know if that's something we want to list here. But yeah, definitely that's something we want to think about in the final app.
Yeah. Also kind of an interesting idea, this, because theoretically you could use this model for so many different things, not just for home teaching. So I really like where this is going. My wife's helping make prime rib right now in this house, and I'm starting to be able to smell it. It's killing me. Let's get this done.
We're using Scrum methodology, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see here. So let's see. What do we want to put in for our methodology?
Well, we're using agile development. Let's make a note to say that. And we'll be using Scrum to accomplish that. Scrum. That is what it is, right? Scrum? Am I saying
Scrum,
right?
yeah.
Scrum. All right, yeah. I haven't used it yet, but we're learning about it.
Okay. So do we want to do any logs, or how do we want to do that?
Any what? Sorry.
So on theirs, they have like a product backlog, a sprint backlog, sprint review, Scrum Master.
Yeah. Well, we will have a product backlog of all the different items we need to add to the product.
Okay.
We'll have different sprint meetings per week. That's one thing you might want to call out is that our sprints will be weekly, since it is such a short project. Yeah, I don't know who we want to if we want to rotate Scrum Master around.
I don't think it matters that much.
Yeah, we could just say we're gonna rotate the Scrum Master functionality around. So.
And do we want to report daily or weekly?
I'd say as things are completed, but we'll get together for our. Yeah, there still needs to be some kind of not daily meeting, but regular meeting, except outside of the normal weekly Scrum meeting.
Right. So let's see.
Maybe we could say, because it doesn't have to actually be a meeting per se, you could probably just
Right.
have, we'll report daily through email on progress made. Progress made and issues encountered.
So reports.
Daily email reporting on status and issues encountered.
Okay.
We might not, it could not be encountered. I'm way too wordy with my stuff.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
So, what is on the primary goals page? The very first bullet, it says the app will be able to access permission granted reports, report to a dynamically changing database. I've changed the report to a dynamically changing database as I might reword this again, have it as a centralized database.
That'll work.
I'm curious what the app will be able to access permission granted reports part. I guess.
Yeah,
So I was just thinking that certain reports and things like that would be only given on a permission granted basis.
Yeah, there's three of us
Granular
using this thing.
database.
So that's kind of that was what I was thinking, because you guys were kind of talking about how we could offer permissions to different users, and so that was kind of the idea, that users would be able to access certain reports based on their permissions and then change them as well.
Yeah, I saw where you're going with it. The wording was just a little tricky.
Yeah, it's always wordsmithing is hard.
That's why I'm in this major, not in English. I took my one English class 9 years ago. Done. Never want to do it again. But I understand its importance.
Yeah.
I'm just not good at it.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm tutoring for a pathway. I was mentioning, and one of the students is like, "Yeah, I just pretty much sloughed it through the English portion of pathway because I'm never going to be writing papers or essays ever again." Like, what do you want to do? He's like, "Oh, I'm going to computer information technology." I'm like, "Oh, you poor fool."
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you poor fool.
I love to hear people say that. Oh, I'll never write again. I'm a computer guy. Yeah, you are full of crap, dude.
Yeah. What do you want to do? I want to make video games. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
not as fun as it sounds. Believe me.
Let's see. So what other slides do we need? We got our project methodology, project class requirements, client solution, diagram, and wireless.
blank slide 7 just sitting there.
Yeah, I was curious if there was something else that we needed.
There wasn't anything I was going to put in there as of yet.
I like the way this looks. You know, if
Yeah,
you
I
were,
think we got plenty of slides.
here's the best way how we can think about this presentation is we are missing a lot of people. If we post this up and say, hey, we've decided on a project, here's what's going to happen, will they understand what needs to be done?
Yeah.
That's what this presentation needs to do. And we're right for the folks who aren't here.
Yeah. I think it looks good. We just need to wrap it up here, and I guess we need to figure out who wants to do the presentation portion, or if we want to split it up based on however many slides.
So I think we just split it up by how many of the slides. So there's
4 of us.
1, 2, 3, 4 of us here. So I'll take like the first 3 or 4.
Does it have to be an on-air presentation, or can it just be the PowerPoint?
I would think it would probably need to be an on-air presentation because we need to
Yeah.
explain each bullet point.
Yeah, I really think when he says presentation, it's got to be a recorded method.
So,
All right.
so
So let's see, Olin, do you want to take the use case diagram? Ethan, you did the wireframes.
Yeah.
I'll talk about our problem and how we're going to fix it.
I can do the project methodology as well. That way it kind of flows.
Okay. Chandler, I think you did a lot of the project and class requirements.
okay.
And
I can do the
Olin,
intended audiences as well.
Yep. So Olin, if you want to wrap up with the schedule,
Okay.
since you've been driving a lot of this.
Cool.
All right, so let's just mark the time here. Let's shall we just go through it?
Well, yeah, we can go through it, and then
Or do
we'll
you
have
want to do
a private presentation.
Okay, so you want to do an entire separate hangout for it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be
Okay.
better.
Okay. So let's hang up and call again.
Okay. I'll send
Sounds
you guys
good.
another one.
Yep.
See you in a bit.